Football Focus ranked returning head coaches for 2025. Let's take a look at that. So Andy Reid was first, Sean Payton second, Sean McVay, Harbaugh, Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh, Shanahan, Nick Sirianni of the Eagles, Dan Campbell, Lions. Kevin Stefanski was 10th. Stefanski broke the Browns' long playoff drought. 2020 picked up the franchise's first playoff win since re-entering the league in 1999. Also led a surge to the postseason, 2023, Joe Flacco. He's proven he can succeed given adequate offensive tools. Now, there's a lot of Browns fans, and we hear from them frequently, that are not Kevin Stefanski fans. Take us through how you arrived at that. I tend to agree. They tried to shape their offense around Deshaun Watson, and it failed miserably. So it's back to what Kevin Stefanski knows. Take us through how you arrived at that and him being in the top 10.
Yeah, I think it's, you look at the situation, especially at quarterback, right? That Kevin Stefanski's kind of been handed. Yeah, I think he had the year Baker Mayfield, right? But over the last 2 years, it's been this combination of the worst version of Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, some other names in there, Jameis Winston, right? Like guys that you wouldn't necessarily want to be your starting quarterbacks for an entire season. And over these past 2 seasons, it didn't go well last year, but in 2023, he took a very similar roster to what we saw last year and got them to 11 wins and made the playoffs. So Kevin Stefanski, he like they said in the blurb there, has made the most of the situation that he's kind of been given. So I am of the belief that Kevin Stefanski is not really the cause of the problem, especially after last season. Like I know they were only a 3-win team, but you could only do so much if your quarterback position is lacking, and especially the offensive line as well. Like that's another big piece of it. So again, it's kind of going to be a similar situation this year with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett and the rookies coming in. So if they were to ever move on from him, I think he'd immediately be one of the top coaching candidates to in that cycle to join a new team. I think he'd be highly sought after because he's been able to find success with a team that didn't necessarily have players have or media to have high hope for heading into each of these seasons. And for him to even make the playoffs in 2023, I think was a massive success. Obviously got that win as well a few years ago in the playoffs. So yeah, I think you have to roll with Stefanski and see what he can do once they get that franchise quarterback. Who knows if they're not able to get a franchise quarterback or in a position to get a franchise quarterback next offseason, that makes it a little bit trickier. But you want to see what an offensive-minded coach like that can do with the quarterback in place, and they just haven't had that, unfortunately. So that it's such a massive part of the game.